Every day, he bought her the most beautiful flowers, placed them on her doorstep, picked the smoothest stones, climbed the closest tree, and from afar stoned her front door to death like it was Stephen, like David. He would throw the stone and watch it plane crash into her door. He would try 11 times more until the sound from the stone door resembled that of his pulse, until the sound woke her from sleep, until the sound traveled to her ears and told her of how her smile always made his heart fall from his chest as if he swallowed gravity. Minutes later, she would open the door, yawning. And at that point he would stare and in a subconscious swear on Ojuju and all the other gods he had known since he was little, that if he ever got amnesia, should be the one thing he would remember. The breeze would sway her light nightgown from side to side, up and down, almost exposing what she wore underneath, and he would squint his eyes as if wanting the wind he wasn't ready to see. He was willing to wait till they married. He was different from other men that had fallen for her solely because of her shape. I know the guys listening to me right now would understand this, that by just looking at her, one would think she ran into Avatar the Airbender the very day she was born. And the hurricane means hello, airbended her into curves that could straighten a homosexual. The flowers picked up from the ground now in her hands, the amusement and excitement on her face from up in the tree like the phone app. His eyes would screen grab the moment. His name was Sam. Normally Sam couldn't take, but the images captured by his camera-like eyes took him to another world in that galaxy Samsung. He was like Zacchaeus in the tree looking to find Jesus, but there was no Jesus in her eyes, just adventure, years of sex and prostitution, but he loved that all the same. And when he finally got the courage to tell her this, she laughed. With the same mouth that had kissed thousands, she said yes to his marriage proposal with the same adventurous voice that had climbed mountains and explored seas, unbuttoned shirts of men, taking away their strengths, cut their hair, but she agreed only because her selfish ears had found the me in Mrs. She only cared about him providing her needs. She loved the sound of wedding but never cared about marriage. Well, they got married and remained so for a while, until she felt his love increased, the more overwhelming her. He cared less she was a sinner. His love for her began to feel like a burden upon her. Every time she lay in another man's arms, the guilt stung her, so she listened to the counsel of one of her jealous lovers and poisoned her husband. She placed the evil in his food. She killed him. She looked away as he shook in pain, dying slowly, unable to look at him. She killed him. She watched the leftover flames in his eyes extinguished out by the tears in them. She killed him. She killed him because she couldn't bear his love. She wanted to be free. She thought his love was way too much. Days later, as he lay in his coffin on the day of his funeral, smiling even in death, he looked so much like Jesus. Murdered on a cross just because of the love he had for us humans. Perhaps the burden of Christ's love was too much for the Jews and Romans to bear. That's why they killed him. The scars on his face told stories of how he fell in love with us again and again, bruising himself every time he fell. And the widow standing in the congregation with the man no one knew was one of her jealous lovers reminded me of those Jesus had healed. The same people he fed with bread and fish, yelling for him to be crucified, and the devil standing by their side like one of our lovers, even after Jesus had showered them with so much love on us. How we nail him to the cross again and again. Each time we sin, there is no species as ungrateful as ours. So which is worse? A woman that killed her loving husband, or a people that killed their loving Savior? The man died forever, but Jesus rose again and gave every single one of them another chance, looking away from the scars. His mercy is so confusing. His love is better than oceans. No matter how much we've been ungrateful, this poem was born out of confusion and fear, I'm afraid. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I see her, and I'm a little bit more terrified. Many of you here have that same adventure twinkling in your eyes. You look so much like her. You look so much. So much like the widow. Jesus gave every single one of us another chance to be one with him through salvation. But the question is, do you believe?